This is my 2018 game room tour. So I've been collecting for a while and I wanted to start doing some annual game room tours. So I did one several months back and that is up on my channel. I'll link to that if you want to see it. But this is going to be my updated game room tour as of mid-January of 2018. As we enter the room, you'll see a general overview. As I sweep here, I'll go side to side, just give you a general overview of kind of what the layout of the room looks like. And then I'll be showing in more detail the different sections of the room. Here you can see the projector. It's a 120-inch screen with a Optima HD33 3D projector. 2 layers of seating, as you can kind of see here. We've got 2 rows, 4 in the back, 3 in the front, electronic leather recliners. Up above, I have some of my new gen systems, as well as my Sega wall over there, which I'll go over in a minute. As we just finish sweeping around, here you see another little gaming section here. That's where I do most of my gaming. Some of my controllers are up here, as well as some of my Nintendo systems. And so here we start with the Sega wall. So these are all of my box Sega systems and accessories are up here, as well as some other ones there. You see the Wii U, you'll see some N-Gage items, the Gamecom, the Neo Geo X. And then here is my Master System collection. I've got about 70% of the US Master System set. And so we'll just take a look here at some of those Master System games. Which will then be followed by some of the Sega Genesis games that I have. And so here's the start of my Sega Genesis set. Similar to Master System, I have about 70% of the full US library of Sega Genesis games. And so I refer to this wall as my Sega wall. All my Sega items are on this wall, as well as some other items. I built this wall with the intention of eventually having a full Sega set. So there you see my Sega CD, followed by a full 32X library, including a couple unreleased games. And then we have our Sega Saturn games, pretty small collection there. And then a pretty modest Dreamcast collection to follow. That's the one with the orange labels at the top. And so that is then followed by my small 3DO collection, as well as some PS2 games I have in my collection. And then GameCube follows that. And so these are all GameCube games, as well as some of my box Neo Geo Pocket Colors right above those. The Game Gear games are in the middle as well. And then these are all of my Wii U games. I'm about 10 games off from my full Wii U library. And then here are the loose Super Nintendo games in my set. Don't have too many Super Nintendo games. And then down here, the bottom 2 shelves are mainly movies. So the bottom shelf is all HD DVDs. Have about 60% of that set as well. And then towards this right side here, you'll see the second from the bottom are all PSP games, as well as some UMD movies. And then over here in this corner, we have a Neo Geo CD, as well as the joystick controller, as well as my controller for the steering wheel for the Xbox One. And then over here we have a full Pico set. So I have the box system and all of the games released in the Pico collection in the United States. And then here we have the blue Game Factory cart from Blockbuster, as well as some laser discs, and my vinyls are in here as well. And then down there you see the Steel Battalion controller. And then over here we have a MAME arcade machine that I built myself. So this is using the X arcade stick. And then up top we have some of our Xbox 360 systems accessories. And then all of my new gen systems are up top here. They're all hooked up via HDMI to the projector. And then over here we just have the Virtual Boy. I have a change machine from an old arcade, beverage center, some snacks. And then up here next to the projector screen, we have a lot of the older gen consoles, a couple custom consoles. So there you see the NES and Super Nintendo. And then up front here, we have some of the newer gen controllers that have rechargeable docks. And then these are my cased Super Nintendo games, followed by VHS tapes that I have. I do collect VHS tapes. And then over here we've got some box Nintendo systems. And this is kind of my little Nintendo corner. And so I've got a couple systems there. Here you see my Jungle Green N64, my Star Wars Edition N64. You see the Box 3DO back in the corner there. We've got the GameCube games across the top. We also have some Nintendo games. So these are all NES games here cased. And then below that, as you'll see in a moment, as we sweep by the DS and 3DS games, very small library there, we see we have the rest of the NES games, as well as some N64 games. I think I'm about 50 games off from a complete N64 library. It is one of my favorite systems. And then we have our Xbox One, as well as the Nintendo Switch games. Once again, very small libraries. Primarily a retro gamer, so I don't have a lot of new gen items. There you do see the Zelda Switch case from the Zelda Collector's Edition, or the Special Edition rather. And then over here, this is where I do a lot of my gaming. Here you can see on the TV Shenmue's actually playing right now, my favorite game. But I have a lot of old gen systems hooked up here: 3DO, Dreamcast, Master System, Genesis CD32X, all hooked up in that corner. I do a lot of my gameplay there. And then in this section of the cabinets, I just have all of my controllers broken out by system so that they're really easy to get to. And then over on this wall is more of my collectibles. So I collect Pixel Pals, so you'll see those up there, as well as some books. That's the Now Playing with Power and Now Playing with Superpower books, followed by some magazines. I do have the full Dreamcast magazine set. You see the Halo Edition Xbox there. And that's it for this game room tour. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Be sure to drop me a comment below. Let me know what you thought about the game room. If there's anything that you think I should change up, if you have any ideas for laying it out a little bit differently, definitely be interested in hearing that. Once again, thanks for watching.